Okay, so preparing for those ATPL theory exams, right? It can sometimes feel uh, less like learning and maybe more like trying to decode some ancient text.
Yeah, especially when you hit those sections on communication, coordination, CRM.
Exactly. Crew resource management. It's a lot to wrap your head around, isn't it?
It really is.
But look, don't worry, because this deep dive, we've designed it specifically to be your shortcut.
Kind of a guide.
Yeah, giving you that essential knowledge to not just pass, but really, master these topics for exam success. So our mission today, pretty crystal clear. We're going to unpack the core concepts, those key definitions, and maybe some genuinely surprising insights hidden in the source material you shared. And by the end, you should have the crucial information to confidently, tackle those tricky human factors questions.
Absolutely. And, this isn't just about ticking boxes on an exam.
Right.
These topics are just so vital because, well, sadly, as we've seen over the years, human error is still a huge factor in aviation incidents.
Yeah, it keeps coming up.
Think about it. Effective communication, seamless coordination. They aren't just like nice to haves. They are absolutely paramount to safety.
Fundamentally important.
Exactly. And that's precisely why these areas are tested so heavily and why they matter way beyond the test. A prime example, maybe the most sobering one, of what happens when things break down is controlled flight into terrain. CFIT.
CFIT, right. That acronym comes up a lot.
It does. And what's truly, well, sobering is that back in 1997, over 70% of fatal civilian air accidents involved a perfectly serviceable aircraft. Nothing wrong with the plane.
Wow.
Just flown directly into the ground. And, what's perhaps alarming is that there hasn't really been a significant improvement in recent years regarding CFIT.
It's still happening.
Still a major issue. This stark statistic just underscores the absolute necessity for crew cooperation. It's a constant reminder, really, of how critical these human factors are.
Okay, so let's zoom in then. Let's talk about the very essence of communication itself. You might think, communication stops when you stop talking, but there's this concept that might completely shift your perspective.
Oh, yeah.
What are the basic building blocks? And what surprising truths does it hold, even just, generally?
Well, what's fascinating, and this is Paul Watzlawick's first axiom, is this idea that one cannot not communicate.
Cannot not communicate.
Exactly. It sounds a bit counterintuitive, but it's a foundational truth. Whether you're actively speaking or completely silent, doing something or doing nothing, it all has message value. Even if you're just sitting quietly in the flight deck, maybe eyes closed, you're communicating something like, don't disturb me.
Right, you're sending a signal.
You are. And these actions, or inactions, they influence others, who then, in turn, cannot not respond. So they communicate back. The message that gets decoded is really the sum of everything, verbal and nonverbal. And, to get any real information across meaningfully, a few basic things just have to happen.
Like what?
Well, first, the transmitter and receiver need to speak the same language. And I don't just mean English versus French.
Like jargon.
Exactly.
Oh.
An expert explaining something complex to a non-expert, even in the same native language, that can be a language barrier right there.
Okay.
Then sentences need to be, correctly formed, unambiguous. Gestures, attitude, they should support the words, not contradict them.
Body language.
Definitely. And of course, you need clear communication, free from interference or, noise.
That makes perfect sense. So when we strip communication down to its bare bones, you mentioned there are these 4 universally accepted components. And for the exams, it's crucial to understand how a breakdown in just one of them can lead to trouble, right?
Absolutely critical.
So what are those fundamental building blocks?
Okay, so at their most basic, you've got the source. That's the person or group with a reason, a purpose for communicating.
Okay.
Then there's the message. That purpose translated into some physical form, like words or a signal, basically a code. Then the channel, which is just the medium. Speech, gestures, writing, radio waves.
How it gets there.
Exactly. And
All right. Many thanks for listening to this free part of the ATPL Theory podcast. If you want to continue learning and access the full comprehensive guide, go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ATPLtheory or my Hero at herohero.co/ATPL. That is patreon.com/ATPLtheory or herohero.co/ATPL. Wishing you all the best.